Since 2011, the Opal program has been supporting the Mid-Murray community to lead healthier lives, with a specific goal to create more opportunities for children to eat well and be active. The work Opal has done in this time has had a positive influence on the lives of many families across the district. But according to local people, there's still more to do, and Opal resources need to stay long-term. Funding for Opal is set to run out in June 2016, so local stakeholders have come together to advocate for funding to help keep Opal in the Mid-Murray district.
It pulls families together, especially when they're doing projects in our site. It actually involves the whole family, so it's not just the child.
Getting messages out into the community so people are aware. And so just putting the activities in the community.
And you took on board my idea and helped me knit it together, and I think now we have a very, very strong partnership with Canoe SA, to the fact that at national level the canoeing national body is accepting that the river and what we're trying to achieve is very important.
Things like the garden. The garden's been a huge feature this year at the school. Before there was virtually nothing, but now the kids are really into the gardening, and they're going home highly excited, telling their parents and taking some of the produce home. And we've had parents come in and have a look. The kids actually love taking their parents, or even when I'm on yard duty, come and have a look at the beans and come and have a look at the beetroot.
I feel that the community has come together as a whole now, with thanks to Opal's input, both for awareness of healthy eating, for exercise and healthy lifestyles in general, from the point of view not just getting the schools involved, the parents, the kids themselves have been quite motivated and excited about the Opal program, but even down to the sorts of foods and fresh salads and fruit and vegetable that's available at the friendly grocers. So Opal have even got the local stores on board.
Opal makes nutrition fun, and quite often children perceive eating healthily as a negative, and what Opal is able to do with children is turn it around into a positive and make it fun.
We wouldn't have got every school in the Mid-Murray having a garden without the two of us working together.
A lot of the great initiatives that they have implemented throughout the town, getting kids to walk and ride to school, and a lot of the healthy eating menus that they've put into some of the pubs and cafes, etc.
So Morgan Primary School has benefited from the Opal programs in many ways over the past few years, such as the banners that are behind me, which was the start of the Think Feet First, and lots of giveaways for our kids and families. We've had performances come to the school that they've organised, a healthy breakfast program. We've had a healthy lunch program this year, which has been very successful, which has also allowed us to follow on, and now we provide the kids with healthy lunches 2 days a week.
I have run the Think Feet First program, and it was extremely successful last year, and this year is just the same. Our parents are taking it on really well. We send the backpacks home with all the little characters, and they are very enthusiastic, taking their kids outside, actually doing things with them instead of sitting watching TV. I've also done Eat a Rainbow, my first year this year, and we had 100% of every child ate 100% of the food, and we've even had some parents say they've actually bought different things because they hadn't bought it in the past, like different fruits and veggies, because they don't personally like them, but the kids have said, can we have that because we had it at kindy. It's made for nicer lunchboxes here at kindy too.
Opal has made a difference for our students. We've been able to implement some of the programs. The lesson plans have been really useful and easy to follow. I think the parents, they've enjoyed some of the sessions, especially the ones that you ran about label reading and things like that.
It's actually been very visible for the kids and for the families, and it's actually a very positive thing for our area.
Some of the projects that I've personally been involved in with my class through Opal over the last couple of years have been the healthy lunchbox initiatives, which has been really great. The kids learn how to improve upon what they were actually bringing to school. And I've seen them actually change what they are bringing. They now sit there at lunchtime and go through their lunch boxes and show me and talk about, whether their lunch was homemade or whether it's a red food or an orange food or a sometimes food. And they look at what's actually inside their sandwiches now, which is a big difference. So we've got Opal to thank for that.
Opal was involved in the initial stages of the setup of the garden, and it's been their input that has contributed to what the garden is today.
Same as the footy club, I understand they're on board now. A great area to hit a lot of people, hundreds of people of all ages, get them into it, show them that fitness and sport and achieving has to be underpinned by good nutrition. Fantastic.
Prior to the Opal project being implemented in Mid-Murray, I think there was a real lack of understanding from, educators around what actually are healthy options and what aren't. Quite often in the community we would see, the traditional sausage, white bread being served along with the sugary drinks. And I go out in the community now to community functions and see that they're serving, really healthy options. From a Mid-Murray Council perspective, the infrastructure projects that Opal has actually run and have led have been really positive for the community. Being part of the Open Sport and Rec Plan, which is a massive big project for our community, has been great. Implementing the Mid-Murray bike plan has been another one that's fantastic. As well as ensuring that nature play spaces are available in our community.
Not only do we have schools with gardens, we've actually got schools who are using their gardens and who have got edible food programs from their gardens, and that's probably even more important, because it would be easy to tick off and say we had every school with a garden, but some of them might not be very successful, and so that's really important.
So the maximum power shows were a really good chance for the children to learn about sleeping well and Captain Chomp, fueling your body with healthy foods and getting enough exercise. And the fueling of the body, Eloise often refers to foods as saying, "Mum, is this the healthy choice?" So I think the impact that it has on children, let alone family time, and the parents making the choices have been good. There's a lot of power in children and them influencing the decisions, so I think that Opal has been very successful in getting to the children, and the staff have been wonderful.
We really notice is the students' engagement. Every time an Opal presenter comes out, they're excited and they want to know more and they want to learn about the healthy eating, and they talk about it after the presenters have gone, which means it's gone deeper than just a one-off session, which is great.
Through the Eat a Rainbow and the healthy choices in choosing a range of different fruits and vegetables.
It's made people more aware. One of my sons quite often questions me if I'm giving him something to eat. He'll question what the sugar content is in it.
It's good to have someone in partnership with us to support our message to help our families and our community.
It's the Active Under Fives project was really an outstanding success here. We had lots of families involved in walking to kindy, doing walks. We even, in the kindy program, we walked around the town. We started mapping what are good places to walk, and that carried on through the families. So families can do some safe walks around the town where there's footpaths, and we had a final celebration and it involved 80 families, and we all walked from the Oval to the kindy, and we had a breakfast afterwards, so it was lots of fun.
Well, I think Opal bring Eat a Rainbow here at one stage, and that was really good for me. with not just kinder gym, but also my own business, childcare.
It was just so exciting. There was a young girl that came late this year's Float Fest, and we popped her in just around where we're sitting now. And the Scouts SA had packed up, was ready to go, but he stayed and worked, and the mother was, oh my golly gosh, you know, and the little kid, you know, she was just there, I can do it, you know, and then they rushed up to raise and they purchased a canoe. So I think that's what we're all trying to achieve.
Alex coming in and doing some introductory lessons with the kids on healthy eating and then doing some activities. The display in the front office is just brilliant because the kids love going and looking and seeing how much sugar and how much fat is in some of the food they're eating. The parents are actually taking notice of it as well.
Definitely the smoothie bikes. So both from a parent point of view, seeing it at the school and out and about in the community, but also from the librarian's point of view, we've had various kids sessions and activities and events where Opal have kindly brought that bike, and we've incorporated that into some of the themes of our kids sessions, and all of the kids have then been creating their own smoothies, but then we're still been making the parents or the staff drink the concoctions that they've been putting up, and then making us get on the bike complete with high heels and everything. So we also had a huge book sale that we also did in the Institute, and Opal very kindly came and incorporated a healthy breakfast morning, and that was a massive hit with most of the kids anyway, but my daughter especially, because they showed her the tap and roll technique with the eggs, and for about 2 weeks after that I was absolutely sick of boiled eggs, because she would show everybody in the house and anybody that visited and anybody in general, and then even her teddies and her dollies, how to tap, roll, unwrap a boiled egg, and then of course you've got to eat the evidence.
Probably when we had the Swan Reach Fair a couple of years ago now, we had Nat Bomberto come out and Opal ran the Healthy Cook-Off, and that involved many staff members, students and parents as well, and they had to create healthy meals that were judged. Also Cobb of the Corn, every time he gets seen, the kids love seeing him and about, and the smoothie machine's always a winner.
Manham Fun Run, which is run annually here, great concept, and their operation, the way that they handled that was fantastic. We had good food there, which in my experience when we do community events, quite often there's the good old sausage sizzle, but we didn't have sausage sizzle. We had good food. We had grilled mullet, and we had vegetable salads, and we had fruit kebabs, and it was really good. They really walked the walk and talked the talk. I loved that. It shows the Manham people how little you have to do a little bit of exercise. It's free. It's great fun. So I'm so happy that they're continuing to do this.
All of a sudden we were seeing young people walking around like littlies with corn, eating corn straight off the cob off of the barbecue. The kids are realising that healthy foods actually can taste really good.
It's the pill pull pop. I was having trouble with my youngest son eating breakfast, and after the kids got taught the program at school and I found out about the program myself, I started implementing different breakfasts for him, including fruit and toast as well as cereal.
Certainly with the healthy bike, that was a winner, that all of our students wanted to have a go with that. Really the healthy eating thing that's really supported something that the staff here at Morgan Primary School wanted to do, and that really gave us a head start and is changing the eating habits of our students.
We had a student eat raw broccoli, and he said, I've had it cooked, but I've never eaten it uncooked before. I'm going to tell my mum that I want to have it uncooked. We loved that because we thought he's then taking that home and educating his family of some new ways of how they could get some more fruits and vegetables into their diet.
We decided to buy them some helmets for safety, and they've responded extremely well with that, telling me about how they're riding their bikes more at home, which is great.
The Opal program is structured in a way which is very relevant and relatable to kids. They all have a lunchbox. So if you're doing the lunchbox programs, it's something that they can understand. It's not just looking at a healthy food pyramid and I think probably the smoothie bike was the most impressive. It certainly was for the kids, and it's just something totally different and new and novel. So.
Parents always want advice. You know, you have a handbook for parenting.
Opal is a really valuable asset to the Mid-Murray Council, to the schools and the preschool and the whole community. You know, even if it's just one little piece of information that kids take home to their families, it's more important than anything in the world.
The children and the families are being neglected, and yet it is also an area that encourages young families to come to the region. I would hate to see you go. In actual fact, I don't think you should go. I think that every council of the Murraylands and the Coorong should still have an Opal, because if you don't address it, then in 20 years' time we're going to have a population on top of an ageing population, and our health costs.
I think Opal's been fantastic. I would hate to see it shut down or diminish in the work it's doing for us.
I think Opal needs to stay long term in the Mid-Murray. We situated here at Swan Reach. We aren't accessed by any other project. We don't have any local sporting organisations anymore. We've just lost the Swan Reach Tennis Club now. So without Opal, we can't have holiday programs run. We won't get the things like the geocaching opportunities. We won't get the healthy lunch boxes. You know, as a community, we're going to miss out greatly.
If this is taken away, it will have a huge impact on the service delivery to the youth.
Yeah. I see a lot of things that they've done around here, and I think addressing the kids is very important. They seem to be a lot of kids events, and that's where you've got to hit it. You have to hit parents, you have to hit the children, because that's the next generation coming through. And where would this come from if not from them? Because it's not going to be done by other people. So,
you know, Opal have really gone out, I think, have gone above and beyond through their delivery of the program.
So it's really important that we have people locally on the ground to do those things. And for me, and I'm sure it is for Opal as well, a school of 30 students is just as important as a school of 1,000. And, you know, in some ways it's even more important because those schools of 30 kids don't have the infrastructure around them. And so it's really important that they get serviced, and, you know, they're the first ones that get dropped off as soon as anything becomes centralised.
A lot of the family members that I've spoken to have been really thankful that Opal have been here. We really do hope that it does continue. You know, Opal has got to all pockets of Mid-Murray Council.
The referrals and partnerships that Mid-Murray Opal provide, especially with the sport and rec clubs that I deal with, cannot be underestimated.
Mid-Murray community is remote with little access to facilities like gyms, so it's great to have the Opal program around to keep awareness of those types of things.
There's no point bringing these programs into a town and then not following them through forever. People get slack and they forget, so they get taught a program, they use it for 6 months, Opal disappears, people don't worry about it anymore because they haven't got that constant reminder around town. So I think it's, you know, once it's here, I think it needs to stay. It's been such a benefit to this whole community.
It gets you active, it gets you fit, and I think it just needs to stay because healthy means fun.
I believe that Opal are the only free service that provide our training and support to educate the children, our staff, our parents and the community.
We're in a very low socio-economic area, which the whole council knows, and just the fact that these kids are given the opportunity to experience new and exciting things brought to us by Opal has been wonderful. They're a very valuable program, and I would hate to see that stop.
And I think it is something unique, and I think if it's impacting positively on the health and well-being of the students, then that's something that we really need to be supporting.
I think the more personalised service, the fact that the kids are growing up knowing the Opal representatives as people, it's not just an Opal as a brand. The kids of today are the ratepayers of the future. So the more interaction that not only Opal, but I think Mid-Murray as a council and the community have input into growing a healthy, sustainable next generation.
If you think you can help keep Opal in the Mid-Murray community, please contact us now.